Hi everyone, this is Jim. Welcome to this Blitz chess postmortem. This is a postmortem of my Blitz chess game number 199. Here I was black here, and my opponent kicked off with e4, and I played the old French defense. So my opponent plays e5, the advanced variation. That's not the most popular move here. Knight c3, or the leading to the classical or the win hour, or knight d2, the trash. Are the two most popular moves. There's also e takes d5, the exchange variation, which is thought to be pretty equalish. So the advanced variation is a way to play, but it's a bit tricky. Black can immediately strike back with c5 and try and undermine. So c3 is the main move here. And then knight c6. You know, I was thinking... yeah, knight e7 was a move here. I said that in the commentary, I believe. But it looks like knight c6 is the main move here. Knight c6. And then bishop b5 is just an unusual move here. Knight f3 is the main move. So this light squared bishop, bishop b5, is a good bishop for white, and he doesn't necessarily want to trade it off. So I play the move bishop to d7, just unpinning my knight. And you know, where is this bishop going to go except maybe back where it came from? So it doesn't seem like a great plan of development to bring the bishop out like that. And then my opponent played knight f3, and I miss a tactic here, which I think about a moment later. I think about it on the next move and mention it in the commentary, but I should have played it here. And that is knight takes e5. And this is one of those tactics you should always remember. So you grab a pawn and you defend your bishop at the same time. So the knight went here to here. So whenever you have a knight move like this that defends a piece, and that's attacking this bishop, and the key is that this bishop is undefended. So he has to do something about it. He can't just leave the bishop here and take the knight, or he'll be down a piece. Well, that's actually one way to play it. He takes the knight, you take the bishop, and you're just down it. And I mean, a pawn. White is down a pawn. So the other way to play it would be, sorry, knight takes. The other way to play it would be bishop takes here with check. But then you just take back with the knight. Why is it complaining? Okay, and I guess I wasn't precisely hitting that square. So once again, you've just nabbed a pawn, and so anyway, that's a neat little trick. You should keep your eye out for it. You know, whenever the knight can grab something and defend a piece which is attacking an undefended piece here. So anyway, I played a6 here, and my opponent retreated his bishop, and now the tactic doesn't work because the bishop is defended by the queen. So I was thinking about it in this position, but it doesn't work here. Knight takes e5, just loses the knight. So have to play other moves. So just develop normally, and these are probably okay moves here. Bishop g5, h6. The bishop retreated here. Let's see, bishop e3. Yeah, the engine really wants to go back to e3 or c1. I think you know, there's this weakness here that perhaps white should be more concerned with. He retreated to h4, and then now I play the move g5, unpinning my knight and freeing it up. And the recommended move here is bishop to g3, but instead he played the exciting knight takes g5. So he gives up a piece for 2 pawns. But you see, the engine is completely unimpressed by this sacrifice. I mean, he gets to keep this pen, but this pen is not that hard to break. And in fact, well, it says queen b6. I play queen c7, and the pen is broken immediately. So there's no real long-term pressure from that pen. So it's just not worth the sacrifice. But still, the game goes on, and it's sometimes a bit tricky. So my king is stuck in the center. I'm not going to be castling. Well, I guess I can castle to the queen side. I do that later, so I take that back. Bishop to f6, attacking my rook. I save it, and then he castles. And I castle queenside. I guess the engine thinks that's not a great move. It thinks I should go ahead. Let's take a look at this either line here. It's preferring queen b6. So let's check this out. Queen b6. It's pretty typical of the French. You're putting more pressure on the center this way. Queen to c2 for white. Now c takes d4. And if he takes back, I'm just going to take it. Yeah, so the engine just wants to leave the king in the center. And it is interesting, in some of these openings, you can just leave your king in the center. It's surrounded by all these pieces, so it's pretty safe. And you're going to be launching your counterattack pretty soon, and white will be busy defending. So it's no problem. Knight d2 and d takes c3 is... So yeah, white needs to develop his pieces. So yeah, black's just won some material back. Won some more material. So he's gotten his pawns back, and he's still up a piece, so that's pretty good. I just castled queenside here, which actually reestablishes the pin and helps white out a bit. But it gets my king away from this menacing chain of pawns here, so for what it's worth. Knight d2, rook e8, so I think these are pretty normal moves. Once again, I'm unpinning. And we're just developing our pieces and trying to... there was a change there. After c takes d4, he just recaptured it. The engine thinks he should play bishop takes c6. Take out this knight here. Let's take a look at this. Take out the knight. And then grab on d4 here. And get a piece. This is a good square for the piece. Yeah, so that definitely would have been a better way to play it. He needed to exchange off the knight, because otherwise I would just take that piece that appears here. But he's created a good square for his knight that can't be chased away because there's no longer a c-pawn. The way he plays it, there's some advantages here too, because it opened up the c-file. But I guess I have enough resources to defend against the c-file pressure. So in the long run, this is not going to help, not going to solve white's problems here. And also, yeah, that was the other problem. He left his bishop here. How long was it sitting there? Starting here, after this knight move. Yeah, I could play the move b5 immediately, because his bishop is sitting here and it's trapped. So he's going to have to sacrifice another piece. So I exchanged there first and then played there. So they're taking with the bishop on c6 was a dual purpose. It gets the bishop out of trouble and also opens up this nice square for the knight. So anyway, we end up in this line where he's given up another piece, but he's got a pretty good post for his bishop and a menacing rook on the c-file. So he has some ideas here, but there's just not enough there. And these exchanges don't help him, because I still get to keep all these defenders around my king, and I just outnumber him in terms of pieces. So as he attacks and removes my defenders, but he's also losing his attacking pieces at the same time. So I was able to grab the center pawn, and then he's able to get active with his queen. I just have to be careful to not let the queen come here. Although the engine thinks I can go ahead with the move knight e2 check already. Knight e2 check, king f1, and then rook f4. Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure about that. Thought it was safest just to defend the f-pawn, not have to worry about queen takes f7, and then throw in knight e2 check. So now it's pretty much a king hunt. I come in here with the threat of a mate, and did the check. And the check here, and then he took. I was hoping for a different continuation. So if he doesn't take, the king has to go back to h1, and then I can play the move queen to g3, threatening checkmate here, and all he can do is throw in some. Let's see, rook takes d5 check. Yeah, just throw in some random sacrifices to try and slow down the mate, but or queen takes c8 check. Yeah. So there's just no way to escape from this mate. Okay, but he didn't fall for that one. He gives up the exchange here by playing rook takes f1. But now it's pretty much over, because his pawns are too far away to be a real threat, and I can mate him with the queen and the rook. So that's how the game ended. I thought it was kind of exciting, interesting how you can repulse these unsound attacks, which you see pretty often in Blitz games. Sometimes it's hard to find the right moves to defend, so the attackers can get away with that sometimes, but it's nice to be able to defend properly. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Leave any comments you have in the section below, and I will see you again soon. Bye.